If you watch any combat sport, you'll know that calf kicks, they're the new trend of MMA. You'll get people saying, ew, they don't work, just block it, step back. But there's an art to it. And if you land these correctly, you're gonna put some damage on your opponent. And these are 3 ways how to absolutely cripple your partner's calf. Oh, I'm gonna smash your calf. Before I go through the technique, let's first go through when it is best to land this calf kick. Because Muay Thai, it's a bit harder to land because the weight's on the back foot and they're doing that with the knee. And someone that moves about, it's like fighting a ghost. It's very hard to land a calf kick on someone that's just doing that for the full round, and it's really annoying. The best time to land it is when they are set on the floor. Their weight is down, which makes it very hard to block because I don't want to land shin on shin. But what is the best way to get them set? Let's go into it a little bit more. These are 3 variations that I throw in fights to land a calf kick. And yes, I taught Justin Gaethje how to land a calf kick. Number 1, I'm going to use my backhand. Me personally, if I'm being honest, I don't like using my front hand. You get taught when you first start to throw a left hook to then throw your back kick because their weight is on it. But when you do this for a calf kick, 99% of the time, they bring the knee up to block and it doesn't bloody work. I try that all the time and it just hurts going shin on shin. I like using the backhand. I can either touch with it or I can slap with it. When I touch or slap, it gets my partner's hands high, it blocks his vision, and it also sets his weight on the floor, which means we can land an effective calf kick. If his weight's not set, it's gonna be very hard to land a good, successful, damaging calf kick. I want to create this motion. I don't want to tap, reset, then go, because then he can see again. I'm gonna do it all in one motion to land the calf kick. And make sure you kick below the knee, because it's just gonna hurt yourself. I'm gonna be moving around in my stance, moving around. I'm looking to touch my backhand on his front hand. I can either touch out, I could slap out. I don't care about hitting his face. That's what people get into a mistake of trying to do. They're trying to hit him really, really hard, and then they don't land the calf kick. I'm just gonna slap his hand. I slap, I go for the kick. I slap, I go for the kick. It doesn't matter if you get a big slap, you get a small slap. It's a distraction to set the weight down so then you can land. Calf kicks hurt, and that is why I'm not putting 100% into these drill rounds, but if your partner gets a pad out, you can drill this first technique exactly the same. I'm gonna touch out in space or slap in space. From there, my kick can follow. So I'm moving around, I'm gonna touch and kick, or I can slap and kick, and you can really put the power in. Technique number 2. This one's slightly different. I'm trying to land my punches with intent, but obviously we're sparring and it doesn't always quite go to plan. Adam's in the Matrix, he's moving around. I go for a right hand, but he steps back, but I've committed fully into this right hand. I've missed with the punch, but his leg's still in a position where I can throw this calf kick and he's set his weight down. And then I can release the kick. You're gonna go for the punch as if you are trying to punch them. I will do this one when I know I'm going to miss and I will commit into the kick. So I go for the punch. If I don't kick, I'm probably gonna fall through. So I get my hands high to my head to put the kick in. Moving around in a spar, I'm gonna throw a 1-2. I don't quite land because Adam steps back. I go for the calf kick. But it doesn't have to be a 1-2. We could throw a left hook, then a right hook. Just anything that finishes with the backhand. If you miss, you can release this leg. Jab hook, I've missed it. I've gone for the kick. The difference with this one and the last one is we are actually trying to punch them. The only reason we don't is because they step back and we miss. We're then going to release the kick and get back into our stance. Remember, keep those hands nice and tight. As soon as you go for the kick, get your hands back to your face. Then get back into your stance. Technique number 3. Adam steps in to punch me. Look at his front foot. It is set on the floor. And what happens when your partner's foot is set on the floor? You know it, perfect time to land the calf kick. However, because they are stepping in, we have to aim our leg slightly lower because they're in a closer range. If I go for my normal height of a calf kick, I will end up hitting his knee. So aim slightly lower when they step in. But we are trying to beat them to the punch. Keep your hands nice and tight. If they're not tight, he steps in, goes for a punch, and I go for the kick, I'm gonna get caught. So I keep the palms of my hands on my forehead. He goes to step in, I beat him like so with a calf kick. Moving around like we would in a spar, Adam steps in for a punch, boom, I beat him to it with a calf kick. If they punch you, and then you go to kick, you're gonna be a bit too late. I do not care what punch they are throwing. Adam steps forward in his stance. All I care about is him stepping forward. I do not care what punch he's gonna throw because I keep my hands nice and tight in. As soon as I see a step, I release the leg for the calf kick and I get it back to the floor as quick as I can. I didn't care what he was gonna throw. I just kicked. He didn't even throw a punch there. And that proves that this technique works if they punch or if they don't punch. It doesn't matter. All you're looking for is for them to step. However, if they do punch, they're going to be more set on the floor. I want to say a big thank you to Adam for allowing me to boot his calf for this video because it takes a real man to take one of my calf kicks. And now he's weeping.
Nah, it's not too bad.
All these techniques can also be done on the bag. This is a quick recap of what we've gone through. Technique number 1, I'm going to touch out or I'm going to slap. I'm going to move around the bag. Slap kick, moving. This time, touch kick. Get it back to your stance as fast as you can. Touch kick. You see, I don't look all the way over there because I will get punched. We need to keep our heads looking at our opponent. Technique number 2, and that is when we go for a punch, but we miss. So I'm going to go for punches outside of the range of the bag, purposefully to miss. Boom, boom, I missed. And then going to kick in one motion. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. You can pick whatever shots you want to throw. Technique number 3, you're gonna have to get the bag to move a little bit because we're trying to replicate our partner stepping in. I'm gonna push the bag. I'm gonna stay on the spot. When it comes towards me, I'm gonna kick. And that is the same as if your partner steps in. So push the bag, make sure you don't kick too soon. When it's in range, go to kick. Now, if you want to learn a few more techniques about the calf kick, even about the low kick, or even the body kick, Sueno Skills is in the link below. Check that out, that's 1,000 videos, techniques, strategies, and concepts that you can go through at your own pace and your own accord. From beginner all the way up to professional level. And that's me talking absolute waffle about my upsell. See you in the next one. Bish, bash, bosh. Ow!